girl.
Little girl. Well, happy Wednesday. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Polite as Fuck. Is it just me, or is the camera so close?
It does feel like very close.
Oh, you guys are right there. Anyway, yeah, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Enjoying the heat.
Hot August nights, if you will.
Oh, I like what you did there. Erica's got like an itch to throw a party. And so we are throwing a party. And do they do Hot August nights in California, or is that just a Reno thing?
It's literally just Reno, Nevada.
Oh my God.
I don't think anyone knows what that means.
Oh, that's crazy to me, because I feel like that's like a known, that's like a thing.
Everyone knows what Hot August nights is.
But our theme is called Hot August Nights because in Reno they have like a fair called Hot August Nights, and it's like classic cars and like street food and I'm sure other things. But
you want to know? I've actually never been.
I was just thinking that just now, and then I was like, wait, I don't know if I should say that.
A fair.
I know, street. Yeah, what?
I think that's what I would have said.
Yeah.
I just know they're classic cars, and I love the shirts that people have.
I, for some reason, thought it was air balloons for the longest time. The whole time I lived in Nevada, I thought Hot August Nights had something to do with air balloons. Because there's air balloons in Nevada all the time.
There are the hot air balloon races.
Is that around the same time? I think you can only do air balloons in the morning, though, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, the pressure.
The air. The cold air or something.
Yeah, maybe can you
Science.
Yes.
We know a lot.
Women STEM. So, yeah, that's a little update for you guys.
That's what's coming down.
That's what's coming up. Down?
Yay.
We're trying to vibe here.
Anyway.
I would like to spend the first few minutes of this podcast discussing a tangent of mine. Mm-hmm. And that is movie theaters. And I feel like we've talked about this before, but maybe when we went to go see the Barbie movie or like touched on it briefly, just like thoughts around movie theaters. But Eric and I went to go to the movies. We went last week to go see It Ends With Us with Blake Lively. And I really enjoyed the movie. I think all of the drama surrounding the movie kind of like, not ruined it, but I did like see it in a little bit of a different light. Yeah. And like not super happy with the way Blake Lively is like talking about domestic violence.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was a great movie. Really liked it. But I don't know if this was my best movie theater experience.
It was definitely not my best. I think I've experienced this more recently, like even at a concert where I was like, am I in the cafeteria? Like, what is going on?
Of a middle school?
Yeah. Why is everyone having full volume conversations right now with everyone in the row?
Yeah.
How is this happening?
It's like going out to eat. Movie theaters are like all about an experience. Like, I want the full experience. I want like great snacks. I want to drink. I want to have a good seat. I want everyone to shut the fuck up. I want to enjoy my time here. And I have been craving it for so long, and then we finally did it and went to the movies, and I was like a little disappointed.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to say anything because I'm like, people are like, duh, this is not a hot take. And then I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a Wall Street Journal post with like graphs and everything about just the rise and fall of movie theaters. And I just think it's so fucking fascinating because the decline really started 2020, COVID, when like literally you could not do,
couldn't go to
you
movies.
couldn't.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, there has not even really been a like increase since then. It's all been coming down. Pause. While I
could see that because like you get used to the comfort of your own home, and I feel like people probably built out their home theaters a bit more when they had to.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fine too. I mean, I love getting all like cozied up and having a movie night at home, but there's like something so fun about going to the movies.
Well, especially like a brand new movie, like yeah, you could wait till it comes out and then you see it at home, but it's like by that time with social media, you've like already
you've already seen
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. The thing for me though is like there are some movie theaters like The Lot when we went to go see Barbie that I felt like it was fine, it was fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want to have to go to that kind of movie. Like, sometimes I want that, like, old school. I want to see the 70s rug. I want to walk in to, like, like, I just want, like, I want to be taken back to childhood, which is, I know that comes with, like, kids being around. But in the movie theater, everyone was fucking talking. It was everyone.
Crazy, actually.
Like, I don't understand, like, how that was happening. It got to a point where I must have zoned it out because we walked out and Erica was like, yeah, somebody fully answered their phone. Someone told her to shut up. And I was like, were we in the same theater? Because I missed all of
crazy.
This.
She literally was like, hey, baby. And, like, saying something. And the other person was like, shut up.
It's a dream.
I was like, what is going on?
Anyway, so let me just share some of these things. I mean, it's really hard because there's graphs. So I'm going to try my best to explain it so that you guys can understand what's going on. But it said how going to the movies is changing at a glance. The first one is, where do you prefer to watch a movie? 65% now say at home, 35% say in a theater. And then it just talks about, like, the domestic box office sales. So in March, it was like Dune Part 2 that kind of peaked up a little bit, and then Inside Out. Barbie isn't even on here. Was Barbie last year though?
Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense. Middle of June, Inside Out came all the way up, and then the one at the top of 400 million is going to be the Deadpool Wolverine movie, which I thought was interesting. And then it just goes into, like, how the full overall ticket sales, and 2024 is at its lowest. Like, even halfway, they do, like, the bar is like 6 months and then the year, and, like, we're super low. The
compared to, like, the last few years.
Compared to the last few years,
Interesting.
Like, 2020 went down a little bit, and then it's so hard. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really trying my best.
This is making sense.
This one I thought was interesting too. So this is just, like, the age of people going to the movies. The highest is going to be the 18 to 24, but even still, that's, like, below 30%. 25 to 34 is next, and that's, like, 26%, and then everything else is in between 10 and 20% of the population, and it's, like, 35 to 44, and then 55 and above. And I'm like, that is insane. And then it divides it up.
I would be curious, like, under 18, what that is looking like.
Low. It's the lowest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the lowest. It is, let's see here, 9%.
Wow. I mean, I get that, but it's also, like, I went to the movies so much more in, like, high school because that was, like, the thing.
Yeah.
To, like, get out of the house or
Same.
to go hook up with your boyfriend. Or, like...
Literally. But I was just, like, I had seen all of those graphs, and then it just kind of, like, I was just thinking more about it, our, like, experience. And I just, like, it's so frustrating, but I'm like, what can you do?
Yeah, I know. I love having the big screen. I love having the surround sound. When I can tune it out, I, like, was locked in. I, like, actually had my legs and was blocking someone from getting into
I forgot about that. We're, like, in that part of the theater, like, the first row, not the one closest to the screen, but the next one. And the bars are right there, so you can put your feet up. And, which I know you're probably not supposed to do, but you're going to do it anyway. And someone went to the bathroom and they came back and Erica was sitting on the aisle. And Erica had her feet, I mean, it was a good 5 seconds she was standing there. I almost was like, hey, and, like, nudged you. Because I was like, Erica, what are you doing?
I feel like I finally had, like, locked in.
Yeah.
And was able to tune everyone out. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is, like, people are moving around.
Yeah.
You're not the only one there. Or at least, like, you need to go when the movie's been out for a bit.
I do think, too, I don't know if maybe it was just the movie that we went to, because Barbie, like, everyone was silent. And, like, we were all, and if there was talking, it was about whatever was going on screen.
It was like audible reactions to what was happening.
Yes, but in this case, it was not, like, people were having their own side conversations. People were on their phone. Obviously, the lady answered their phone. And then what bugged me, too, is people were, like, leaving the movie theater, I don't know, to go to the bathroom or just to, like, leave at, like, very important part. Like, when she was giving birth and all of these things. Sorry to spoil that if you haven't known, whatever, has a kid. But I'm like, what are you doing?
I know, yeah.
I was so baffled.
It was very distracting. Yeah.
But I did enjoy one of my favorite parts about going to the movie theater is seeing all of the commercials for the upcoming movies. Because I'm like, I'm going to watch that. Yeah.
It does look like there are some good movies coming out this next few months.
Yeah, maybe we'll get an increase now. Maybe more people will want to go. But I was just like, what? This is not what I thought.
It's not how I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. But now, I mean, it's so different too. I never remember having to like book my seats.
Yeah.
You just walk in and you fight for it. Like,
yeah.
That's just what you do.
Yeah.
And now everything is like online and all of these things. And I'm just like, annoyed. Anyway, that was my tangent just because I really love going to the movies and I was not super thrilled with that experience. But I mean, it was still a fun day. I just think I was like, oh, what can I bitch about today?
Yeah.
Movie theaters.
I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it's living in like a bigger city too. But like small town, everything. Like small town Trader Joe's, we've talked about it, but even like the movie theater there, it's like it's never that crowded.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like people don't talk at all.
No.
I feel like manners maybe are real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess. I have no idea.
Very strange.
And speaking of small town, things that are better in a small town are like the Marshalls, because the Marshalls is just not hit the same over here.
There's just a lot of people, and I feel like when I want to peruse all the racks, and when someone's like right behind, I'm just like, I don't care.
I feel rushed, and I'm like,
that kept happening to me. And there were these girls like talking to each other, passing clothes, like, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of this aisle.
No situational awareness or just like decency, I guess. I have no idea. I just could never.
There's a lot of pros and cons to small towns, but those are some of the pros.
Definitely. Yeah. But I will continue to live here in the city.
But I will not be moving
Those
back.
pros are not enough for me. Movie theater and Marshalls? Nah. You can have that in Nevada.
Literally.
I'll keep the beach and decent people and better food and all of these other
actual
things.
nightlife. And,
but that was my tangent for the day, because I was like, I just need to get this off my chest.
Well, speaking of getting things off your chest, I texted Ellie this because I was reminded recently of some crazy things I did to try and lose weight back in the day. And I was like, we haven't really talked about this. And I've more and more recently been getting served things on Instagram. Well, I feel like I've just become more aware of it. Mm-hmm. Of like bloating and like showing. I feel like most women have the little pooch situation happening unless you're teeny tiny.
Their little womb.
Yeah.
Where babies grow.
And there's always, like, I feel like that's been a thing that I've been aware of, but I've also just kind of embraced now. Mm-hmm. But I keep getting served these things that are like, get rid of the bloat, like gut health, like take this test, here, try these vitamins, do this drink, la 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 la. And I'm like, okay, I know that none of these things will work, but in college, I literally bought like the skinny tea or whatever, and would just like shit my pants because it's just, I don't even know what was in that. Like just green tea and caffeine laxative. And like literally. And it's like, it'll make you lose weight. And it's like, yeah, because you have nothing. Water in your system. You have nothing in your system because it just immediately comes out. And I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so easy to get into that like side of things.
Yeah.
Another one that I was reminded of.
Oh gosh.
Or do you want to share one?
No, go. I'm stocking up in here.
Okay. So, I feel like it was when Pinterest was, like, newer, and I was maybe in high school or middle school, 9th grade, which was still at the middle school, and I don't remember exactly what else you had to do, but I would wrap saran wrap around my stomach and, like, sleep with it, but I couldn't really sleep because I couldn't really breathe because I had saran wrap around my body.
I fully saran wrapped my stomach and went on a run. Yeah. It almost got to a point where I was going to saran wrap my arms, like thinking like maybe like the sweat will help like up here too. And this is like, around 8th, 9th grade, when we were like smaller than the size of this fucking large phallic microphone. Like, I mean, it's literally
insane.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet.
I know. Like, was it just saran wrap, or did you have to, like, rub? Was there, like, oil?
Oh, I'm sure there was.
Well,
I also got I also had those like that lotion, or not lotion, it was like some sort of gel to like really attack cellulite. So I would slather, like, I mean literally heaping handfuls of just like just like rub, wrap, and then let's go on like a 7-mile run.
Yeah.
In August.
Because my workout wasn't enough at the swim center for 3 hours.
For 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, one other thing that you made me think of is because I was on the Pinterest grind, but for some reason I was on the Pinterest fat loss grind and bought like coffee grinds because that was supposed to help, like the caffeine would like stimulate and help with cellulite, and I made this like coffee ground like scrub that I would like use, but it made such a mess everywhere, and my mom was getting so frustrated, and I'm like, I need it, I have to have it. And like what cellulite?
Yep.
What was I thinking?
Oh my god, when I was in college, I definitely bought those like get skinny quick pills and like tried those. I don't even know what they were called, but they were like it was like an ad on Instagram or something, like one that you just like buy, or those when Instagram really started the like influencer promotional people, like, oh, if you do this, definitely got those, definitely saran wrapped. And then I moved from the saran wrap to the actual sweat thing. Got one of those because I was like, this will help. I love being like bonded 24/7.
A little corset on.
Yeah. I just like, when I started thinking of this, I was like, okay, where did all of this start for me? And my family has always been very like outdoorsy and like trying to be healthy, but I just think that, and this isn't just my family, I think it's a lot of families around this time can relate, but like healthy and fit and all these things that we were trying to like label wasn't actually what we were doing, and it was quite honestly torture. For the majority of my like teens, my family was paleo. Do you remember this?
I do.
I fucking hated it, and I remember always having to buy like that Ezekiel bread, and it just like every time I see it in a store, I like want to fucking light it on fire because I hate it so much, to the point where like friends would buy me food for my birthday and Christmas. Like I remember getting Wonder Bread and Nutella for like a birthday of mine in like a care package, because I'm just like, my people know like we're just like paleo or whatever, which was fine, but I think it got so like, why are we doing this? Like my dad's like, we want to get fit, and then my mom and my aunt are like, no soda, we have to cut everything out, we have to do all these things. And then on top of it, being just like a teenage girl, hearing like, oh, you have to this, like there was just a lot of like things going on that I was like, okay, I really need to, like, how can I get more fit? How can I do all of these things? To the point where I would, like, eat the same things every day so that I, like, knew my calorie count. So, like, my dinner would be shrimp and rice and spinach. And that would be, like, my mix. And I would not eat what my family is making. Like, I would come home from practice, make it because it was quick, and then that would be it.
Whoa.
And then I'm like, no wonder why I was a depressed kid. I wasn't getting my full nutrients or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, I feel that's kind of where things started. And so a lot of my, like, what I would do for weight loss had to do with, like, these new fad, like, diet things that people were trying.
Yeah.
So after, like, paleo during college, I did try keto, except for the fact that I'm lactose intolerant. So, like, half the shit I can't even eat anyway. So I was like, well, this isn't going to work. And then the big thing that I did was the, like, lemon, apple cider vinegar,
cayenne
honey,
pepper,
yeah, all of that stuff, like those shots. And that's what you, like, wake up and drink for your day, and then the lemon water and tea and all of that stuff. Like, it did nothing.
No.
And, like, I just was, like, so, like, okay, this is gonna, like, fix my life.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when my really bad, like, working out habits started, where I would, like, no mobility, no stretching. I would just get so in my mind about losing weight. So I would go from, like, 0 to 60 of, like, running crazy amount of mileage, or, like, okay, I had to go to the gym. So instead of, like, warming up or doing any sort of stretching, I'm going to go immediately into squats and bench press. Like, that will do it for
yeah,
me.
and then you get injured, and then you can't work out, and then you're like, I'm getting fat, and then
Yes.
when you finally are healed again, then you go and do it again. And
Yes.
It's just this never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where my like spiral, when you were sent that, I was like, whoa. But I remember telling you pretty recently that at one point in high school, my screensaver on my phone was a Pinterest like graphic that said, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
so crazy.
Like, what? As my background on my phone?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I can guarantee you everything tastes better. Like, what was I doing?
I don't know. It's like, it's funny because I remember getting like lessons in like church and stuff around like women have just so much pressure. Like there's all this media, like they're trying to like make you think that you're not like good enough, blah blah blah. And I always, during those lessons, I'm always like roll my eyes, like no they're not. Like I know that that's not, like I can tell that apart. But it's at the same time I'm wrapping myself in saran wrap and scrubbing coffee on my body and like doing all these things, and it's like no, it really was. And maybe I didn't like take it in consciously, but I do think especially like being taller and like bigger than a lot of girls, like I hated that people said I was like big boned adults.
Ugh.
Like that it's like, oh, you'll never be that small, you're just big boned. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I guess I need to like lose all that I can so that my bones are like, because they're already big, so that's going to take up so much space.
I forgot about that, the big bone. I remember like I must have middle school or like some point in my life said like as an excuse or something like, oh, I just have like what?
What does that even mean? Yeah, I don't know.
My bones are what?
My
like,
bones are bigger than everyone else's.
Be a walking medical mystery. Be insane. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's such a strange thing. And I don't like when low-rise jeans were the thing in like the early 2000s, like you look at pictures of like Christina Aguilera, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, like any of them, it is crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. And you look at them now and none of them look that way because they're actually like healthy.
Yeah.
But I do think like even our parents, like that was kind of the look.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like 100 pounds on her wedding day.
Yeah.
I was 100 pounds when I was in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
like
Not 3rd grade, but I get what you're saying.
like just so different.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I never really thought my mom was always like very confident, and so I never thought anything like of it. But we've had talks now like as an adult and like just kind of spoke about growing up and things, and it's come up of just like her like trials with it of just like learning to love herself, especially having 3 kids and moving around and having stress, and also just like being like looking like a actual woman, you know. And so I'm sure some sort of like conversations, you know, have played in my mind. It's also like, you know, my family is, I'm sure, said like some comments. I mean, even if it's not serious, like sometimes that just like you take it and it stays with you forever and ever and ever. And it's really hard to shake. It's just such a shame. But I do think I can't even like speak right now because it's so frustrating because I just picture myself here we go, coming back to me. I also distinctly remember a point, I think it was you, Megan, and a few other, after practice, some sort of like after swim thing, and we were comparing whether or not we could see our hip bones.
Yep.
And that's the whole Nicole Richie thing, that because like that's what the thing was, is like, do your like hip bones and like what that means and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was very like fixated on that. Like I was like, how can I get my hip bones to show? Yeah. Well, like where my hip bones are, like right where the fupa is, and it's like, especially, and I mean at 9th grade, I didn't have a fupa, but I'm still like, I have to get so skinny right here so that my big bones can show through. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I would like check myself, like I would like feel. I'm like, oh, I can like feel my bones. Yeah. Like I know that that's like I'm good.
Yeah.
And I still do that, like even not intentionally of, like, in a bad way, but it's, like, habitual of, like, checking.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the thing that I've, like, built.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I'm so glad. I was very fixated on weighing myself. Weighing was, like, a big thing for me. And I know why, but I just think it's so funny because I'm also, like, very short and small, but it was something that I was like, I need to be below this, or I have to be below this. And I think, like, I'm so grateful to this day that I don't have that same, like, need. Like, I can't even tell you the last time, like, I weighed myself. Every once in a while, like, the last time I did was when it was in your room, yeah. But I just feel like I don't really associate myself with a number like that anymore, and I think that's because I have done so many, like, outside research on the fact of, like, well, the number doesn't really matter, and most of the time, like, I don't mind getting bigger or way heavier, especially if I'm, like, trying to get, like, bulkier, because the muscle's gonna weigh more, whatever, you know, all that shit. So I feel like that's something that I broke away from. But I'm not gonna lie, there are still a lot of, like, diet fads that I cannot let go of.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so hard.
Like, what's an example?
I'm trying to think of one. I think, and I don't mean to do this intentionally now, but in the past, if I had like a really big, heavy eating day, the next day I would not eat. Like, I would not until, like, a certain time, or I would only, like, drink the tea or do something to, like, cancel out whatever happened. Like, I intentionally did it then. Now, like, I don't know if it's because, like, I'm so full from the next day, or if it's just, like, in my mind. I don't really know what it is, but if I've had, like, a very heavy, like, eating day or carb day or something like that, where I just wake up and I'm, like, already mentally, like, why the fuck did I do that? I mean, we've all been there, where you're just, like, just so frustrated with, like, whatever. And instead of just being like, okay, well, obviously my body needed it, or whatever else was going on, or let me see where I'm at in my fucking cycle, I'll, like, get to a point where it's like 3:00 in the afternoon, and I'm like, wait, I have not eaten. And then I'm all of a sudden frustrated, dehydrated, angry. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Oh, I know, there's not a single thing in my body. Like, there's no calories, nothing's fueling this except for my anger. Like, I gotta need a little more.
Yeah.
And so I think that is, like, something that has just, it's hard to break, though. I don't know if it's, like, in my mind or if I'm just so full, but I know that I need to, like, eat when I wake up, and it's so hard for me to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other things. I think just, like, when I go grocery shopping, of what I think is healthy or what's not healthy, or, like, things like that, or if, like, I add spinach to stuff, it'll make it better, or something like that, you know, just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I feel like I grocery shop, like, really healthy. And then I'm like, I want, like, a treat. I want, like, a snack. And then I end up going and buying and eating all of it. But that is probably something that I've carried with me from, like, childhood. Because, like, my mom bought, like, really healthy. Like, we didn't have, like, chips.
Yeah.
We never had, like, snacky foods.
Yeah.
We had, like, protein bars.
Yep.
And that was, like, it. And so whenever I would, like, go to friends' houses or, like, babysit or something, I would eat as much as I possibly could of those things, because I was like, I'm not going to get them again. Just, like, binging on, like, Doritos.
Yeah.
So I feel like I still do that now, because it's like, I'm not going to get this again. And it's like, no, Erica, you can eat your chips and put them away and get them tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, I do that too. Actually, fully do that. It's like this need of, like, oh, I have to get it all in now.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm going to, like, cheat or whatever, like, let me just do it right now.
Cheat. Oh, yeah. That's where I... Definitely another food thing that I like, that restriction of when I go to the grocery store, I'm not going to buy this, or I'm not going to buy this. Like, that's not in my diet. Instead of just getting it and having one and then just
carry
that's
on.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
I know.
It's so hard because if it's in the house, like, sometimes I just have this snack attack, and if it's there, I'm going to eat it, and I don't want to, but I don't know how to, like, break that. I'm just glad that those, like, diet pills and teas and stuff, I don't have any, like, connection to anymore or want to do that, but it was bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I feel like Ozempic is that thing now.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I mean, there's still got to be, like, teas and stuff that are being sold to, like, the younger kids,
I feel like it's marketed now as more of, like, a health thing. Like, the gut health.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the stuff I'm getting served. Is, like, these, like, drinks or whatever. Or the most recent one when I was just laying on my bed before this was, like, a take-home kit. So you could, like, test and see, like, what you need in your gut for gut health. And it's like a twisted way of, I feel like, doing maybe kind of what we were wanting to do with, like, our blood work or whatever, where it's like, where am I deficient in something, or, like, what do I need more of? But now this is like, oh, we're gonna, like, fix your bloat. Like, I don't know.
That's crazy. That's so sad.
Like, it's not marketed anymore. It's like, oh, we're gonna make you skinny. It's like, oh, this is, like, for your health. You know?
And how many kids are, like, you know, going through the same things that, you know, and, like, that whole, oh, I have to look a certain way in order to fit in, and I have to look like this.
Well, yeah, because low-rise jeans are back.
God, ew.
So you gotta, I mean, I feel like skinnier girls can rock them. Anyone can rock them. In my mind, I'm still associating it with the early 2000s, so that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And then it's like...
It's just not comfortable. It just does not look good on me.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
No.
That's not my
It
style.
is such a, like, the vacuum of being, like, sucked into all these health things is crazy because it's so easy to get, like, to be manipulated. Mm-hmm. Like, I even still, like, even now, I'm saying all of these things that I did, but I'll, like, read an article, I'm like, I don't even know if this is true, and now all of a sudden it's, like, in my brain, and this is how I'm gonna, like, live my life from now on. I'm gonna have this tea, or this will help, or whatever, and it's crazy.
Well, there's a thing, not even weight loss related. Have you heard of, like, frownies?
No.
It reminds me of a Pinterest trend, but it's basically like a, like, tape or something you can put on your forehead to sleep in at night, so then when you wake up it, like, helps with, like, the lines in your forehead, apparently. But I'm like, it's, like, so easy for me to be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll try that, but I'm like, okay, is that just another, like, skinny tea for me? Like, another just, like...
thing.
What is that called? The, like, medicine man, but he,
I don't know, but I like those jazz hands.
Medicine man. No, like, the guy that would, like, sell stuff that, like, back in the day that was, like, not real medicine, but he would be like, oh yeah, this is gonna, like, cure your whatever. That is gonna drive me nuts! You can't think of what I'm saying?
No.
Medicine man. Wait, what does that mean? A medicine man? That's not the right thing.
No.
Snake oil salesman.
I would have never, ever in my life guessed that. Snake oil salesman? What the fuck is snake oil?
That's the thing.
Oh,
is
that's
like,
the point. Oh, I see.
Oh,
I see.
like, use the snake oil and this will, like, cure your whatever.
Yep.
It's like snake. Yeah, all of these things are like snake oil. Like, sure, maybe, yeah, it does help your lines a little bit, but then how much money are you spending? And, like, now you're having to wear a sticker on your head every night.
Yeah.
Like, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's another thing I bought is, like, an oil, like cellulite oil. I really was like, I mean, even now, before going to Miami, I was looking online of, like, okay, how to get rid of cellulite quick, because I have cellulite on my like the stomach thing. It's just what gets me, and I don't know why. Like, I'm okay with all of my other parts except for my stomach. I don't get it.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like that area, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And it's not even that area. It's just more so of, like, why am I so fixated on that area? Mm-hmm. But it was, like, oil that activate, like, when you sweat, it's activating to, like, it's the same kind of gel, you know, thing that you just, like, lather on there and hope that it, I don't even know what it does. It would, like, if you put it on, it'll break down the cellulite. How? Through osmosis? How the fuck is this gonna work? I don't understand. It's just gonna, like, seep in there and do its magic, and then, I don't get it. But I bought a lot of that, for sure.
Really? Mm. Before Miami?
No, sorry. Oh. not. I was looking at it in Miami, and then I started thinking the same kind of thought process that you had yourself of, like, this is just, it's not going to work.
No.
It's not going to work.
No.
And, like, I'm about to spend $60 on lubrication for nothing. Like, I'll just go buy $5 lotion. It's fine.
Literally.
And just get tan. Like, I don't understand why I still am in that mindset, but it was strong when I was young, and I'm trying to think of some other like crazy things that I've done, or besides just like the food restriction, those crazy like teas and diets and concoctions that I would make in the kitchen of just like, I heard if you mix this and this and then jump up 3 times and spin around, you'll lose 5 pounds.
It's true. And it's like, I have family that has like tried every diet and all this stuff, and it's like, are never happy with their weight or how they look. And I it's like, I see that and I don't want to be that. Yeah. But it's really easy to get sucked back in. Yeah. Or to even get sucked back in like ways that aren't related to like body weight, but maybe now it's like wrinkles or like certain things with your skin or like your eyebrow tint or your eyelash curl. And it's like, yeah, those do make me feel good. Like that's something that's like, okay, I go get whatever, my eyebrows waxed. I see the difference. Yeah. But it's still like all of these little things that, not to turn this into a hating men episode, but it's like, they don't have to do any of that shit. I mean, we don't have to either, but it's like, it's definitely not marketed towards them. Like the amount, and then I feel like that's, okay, quick spiral, but it's like, and then that turns into the cliche of like women spending all this money on themselves and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, why do you think that happens? Yeah. Because you guys go after the girls that are like doing all that shit. Yeah.
Actually, now that we're on this tangent, I want to get your thoughts on, have you seen those Flow gummies? So they're apparently these gummies for vaginal health. And one of the like marketing things like on Instagram was like, makes your whatever, like it bleeped out the word to try to be like funny or whatever, like make your vagina taste good or smell good or all of these things. And it's like so catchy and grabby that I'm like, oh, like that's great. I'm like getting older. I guess is this something like, is like a pre or probiotic to help with like, I don't know, like good bacteria in there to whatever else. And I'm like, women have existed for the dawn of time and their vaginas have been fine.
Without Flow gummies.
Without Flow gummies. Like what? Why is this a thing?
I don't know.
And then the market, like, to get to people is make your fucking vagina taste good. Yeah. You know what make your vagina taste good? If you just wash it. And also, like, you just like, and like, it's healthy. A vagina! Like, it's, I don't know. What do you want it to be?
Literally. Like, that's like, my mom would bring this up about like juice cleanses and stuff. Yeah. And like, your body naturally, like,
juices everything.
Does that for you. Yeah. Like, gets rid of the bad things. Yeah. And, like, you don't need to, like, only drink green juice for a week in order for it to do that. I've done that. I've done it. I've tried it. I spent a lot of money on juices. And then I was starving. And then I couldn't finish the juice cleanse because I was, like,
and I was angry for a whole week. And everybody was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm only drinking my meals.
Yeah, I have a headache.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's just... I mean, it's crazy. Have you seen those gummies, though?
No. I did. That's so funny you bring that up because I was purchasing something in that aisle recently. And I saw that there was a bunch of, like, little pills or little, like, something you could, like, stick up there that would, like, what is the word? Like, dissolve or whatever and, like, dissolve in and make it taste good or whatever. And I was really looking at it. And then I was like, what the fuck? I'm not going to spend $30 on this. What am I doing? And I, like, walked away. But I was there looking.
And what man is out there looking to make his dick taste better? What man? Tell me, point me, show me.
I don't know.
There ain't one.
Yeah, there's no product there for
because
them
women have the actual balls and they're just like, dick tastes like dick, but give it to me anyway. Yeah. It's insane.
It's insane. It's crazy. Like, every aisle for women is, like, something to change you. Yeah. To make you look different or, like, act different or be different.
Yep. Oh, man. Could talk about this forever.
I know.
It's just sad. But it's also, like... I don't even know. I was going to say you kind of have to, like, learn through it. But, I mean, I guess my parents were doing... I mean, I'm a product of a paleo family. So, I think, like, that... It's always been around. Different things. And, like... Oh, my God. I don't know. Another thing on Pinterest. But I've seen a few, like... They're making fun of it. But back in the day, like, newspaper clippings from, like... 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, like all throughout time, basically, of like what women would do and like how to be like healthier and all these things. And it would just be like, I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but would be so considered so not healthy today. Like, oh, only have like, you know, a glass of wine and then only a steak and that's your whole meal or something like that. You know, I'm just making that up, but I'm like, it's just, there's always going to be something for everything.
Yeah.
And then another thought I had, thank God we're not hoarders, because I think that's what stops me from buying a lot of these things. Because when you were mentioning like the eyelash, the eyebrow, the this, like all of those things, like it gets to a point where I'm like, oh yeah, I could get this. Like I'll look at this, like I'll get that. But then I'm like, where am I going to keep it? And I'm going to, like, I already have so many things I'm ready to throw away because I bought thinking like, oh, this will be helpful or I'll use this. And then I never do.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not about to buy like an eyelash tool thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use it once. It's not going to work and I'm going to have to throw it away. So,
so
there's that.
We're not doing it. No, it's true. It does help living in like a smaller space because you really do live like within your means.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't have the space to put all the shit anywhere.
Yeah.
Like how you wanted to buy a couch today.
That's a stretch. A couch. The poof was this big. Couch.
For your room.
I wanted a poof. A poof with legs. Oh, I know. I should have got it. Oh, well.
Do you think you've actively done, like, okay, we've done all of these, like, crazy things to, like, change ourselves. Have you actively done, like, the opposite to, like, be happy with yourself? Or do you feel like it's just, like, kind of come with age or just, like...
What do you mean? I'm confused by the question, I think.
Okay, so, like, we wrapped ourselves, we drank juice, we did all this stuff, and now it's, like, I don't think it's still really easy for me to be like, oh, yeah, I do have bloat, oh, yeah, I do, like, maybe I do need that drink, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? But, like, I used to write stuff on my, like, mirror to, like, help with my, like, confidence, or I would try and, like, you know, do, basically, like, counteract the other horrible things I was doing to, like, help myself feel better.
Yeah.
Do you have stuff that you've done or are doing?
I definitely used to have like all sorts of stuff in my mirror, but it was all like very similar to the nothing tastes as good as skinny feels when I was younger. And then moving like into college and outside of college, things became a little bit more like positive of like love yourself the way you are and like you know, all these things. I wanted, like, when I moved in with Thule, she was doing a fitness like online thing with a lady called Sohi, and I still use her today. And just like the way that she words, she's on Instagram, she has her own like fitness thing, but the way that she words things I think helped me a lot because she talks a big problem that I have that she's like helped me through a little bit is the restriction of like certain foods that I feel like I can't eat because I'll overeat or it's not good for me. And just like the way that she walks you through of like, don't have like restrictions, just like eat whatever you want, and not even in moderation, but until you're full, like just listen to your body.
Yeah.
And then I think just the evolution of that of like, I just am really trying to love myself. And it's so like easier said than done because I know some days I wake up and I'm very frustrated, and I know I'll always have those days and everybody will always have those days. But another big thing I've done is dress to my body style. Like dressed in colors that make me look good and then dress in clothes that fit. Like no one is looking at I've never once looked at someone else's size tag. Never once.
Oh, but you're a 9?
Like,
like what does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then as another example, today I got 2 jeans to try on. Both were in the 6 section. One was really big and one was like couldn't even fit it over my hips. Both 6s. So I'm like, there at a time way long ago I would have got into that dressing room and had like probably a full-blown mental breakdown of just like, oh my god, now I'm not a 6, blah blah blah. And now it's like, okay, they don't fit me. I'm not gonna get them. I'm not gonna try to shove my ass in them either because I'm gonna be miserable. Like, why am I doing that to myself? And so I think that has just kind of come with age. And like, if I'm not feeling great, I have clothes that still make me look good, but like fit how I'm feeling that day. I don't know if that's like an answer to your question, but I think it does come with age because you just give less fucks.
Yeah, literally.
The older I get, the more I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
No. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to be happy. I'm not trying to, like, I'm not doing this. I know enough, I feel like, of myself. I'm not doing this for you.
Yeah. And you know what else, though, is like, I mean, this isn't a new thought, but representation matters. And when I see girls on the street, I'm not even talking influencers, I'm just talking people on the street that are so confident, wearing things that look like that they just feel like so great in, strutting down the street, and I see someone that looks pretty similar to how I look, I just feel so good because I'm like, there is not a negative thought that goes through my mind when I'm looking at these people. And no one's thinking about that about me. Like, I kind of feel almost like warped into their good energy that I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I can wear that.
Yeah.
And rock it. And it's fine.
Mm-hmm. The confidence thing is huge.
Yeah. What about you? I have a feeling yours is like pretty similar, but is there like stuff that you've done that you think is different or that you counteracted to your crazy diets?
No, I feel like similarly. The only other thing I was thinking of is like traveling. Because I do feel like when you're in like this little bubble of your hometown, or like at least, you know, you're like, oh my gosh, like these are the like most good looking people and I don't look like them or whatever. And then it's like you get out in the world and you meet people and you explore places and you're like, wow, my body like allowed me to do this really awesome thing. Or like,
oh yeah,
you know, you just like experience different stuff and you just don't care about, like, you're thinking about what your next adventure is or who you're meeting next or what you're doing, and not like, oh, I'm just gonna sit at home and like pick at my face and like be upset at myself for not looking a certain way.
Yeah.
So I think that's helped.
I definitely, like, to that same point, I think on vacation I'm more willing to try different outfits and put myself out there rather than being at home. And I think like that's perfect. Like just to like try things and see if it works, because like you're never going to see these people again. And then try to like have that same attitude when you come home. And then another thing that I thought of when you were saying that is every place that you live, I think, has different styles, even though there's like, you know, we're all in the US or whatever, but like going back home or like only staying in Nevada, like there's a certain style that's very like popular there that just doesn't really look super great on me, versus like here, other places, like the style fits a little bit better. So when you travel to other places, you see like, oh, not everyone is wearing True Religion and cowboy boots. Like
I was gonna say Miss Me.
Oh, Miss Me. Yeah, that's another one. I'm like, they don't look good on me. Like,
yeah. And it's also not something I want to wear. Like, I don't
need dark jeans with white boot cut, and then with white threading and a little bit of a wash.
The little jewels on the back pockets. To the girls that rock them, you rock them. They are not for me.
Yeah, fully. Absolutely.
And I tried. I did try.
I did, because it's really cute, and it's really cute when I see them out there, and then I try it on, I'm like, I don't feel good.
No, it's not my style.
And I'm like really forcing myself into something that's like really not fitting.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
That is a perk. Like, getting older, your body definitely changes, but I feel like, to your point, you give less fucks, and you're also just like, this is my body. And this is what we're working with. And I'm going to stop wasting time doing insane things to try and make it look differently. That's not to say that, like, I don't have days where I'm like, what is going on? Or even earlier today, I tried on this, like, white dress that I was like, oh, this is so cute. And then I was doing the thing in the mirror where you can, like, poke your stomach out. And I was like, this is not cute at all. I, like, took the dress off. And I was like, no. But, you know, you just have your moments and then you move on. And it doesn't mean you need to saran wrap your body.
Yes. And also, like, your body changes every single day. Like, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna like not feel good, your body's gonna be bloated one day and not the other, and like, it's okay for change to happen.
That's so true. The cycle thing, I think being off birth control has also helped me.
Yeah,
because I'm like, okay, this whole week I'm just gonna be like this, and that's fine, and I'm not gonna like be like, oh my gosh, I gained 5 pounds, what have I been doing wrong, blah blah blah. And it's like, I know the next week is going to be gone. Yeah. Because this is just what's happening right now.
Yeah. I think that too about like my face, especially since I'm like kind of breaking out right now. or the past like few days is because I'm like, oh, this is where I'm at in my cycle. This makes sense. And then I just feel like less mad at myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not angry at myself. Like this is just what happens.
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
is what will continue to happen. So until I get menopause, so I might as well enjoy it while it's here.
Literally.
Because that's going to suck. And then another thing is like there's just no quick fix to anything ever. No matter what you're doing, whether it's like diets, appearance, anything, money, there's like no get rich quick, get skinny quick. That just never works.
Yeah. It's
not a thing.
No. So the sooner you realize that and can just live your life, the better.
Yep.
I would say.
I cannot. You guys will have to comment on our YouTube or on our Instagram your guys' like crazy diet or skin. I mean, there's got to be so many.
I'm sure we're not thinking of things, too.
I really am just like the ones that are like so on top like of my brain are those ones. Yeah, there's got to be others. Oh, I can't wait.
It's crazy. I'm so glad we're out of that era, and I don't know if that's a thing that's still going on, but I hope that it's not. I hope that, yeah.
Same.
Anyway, you're beautiful. We love you, and have a lovely rest of your week. Find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Fly to Spec Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and have a lovely week.